All right, welcome back to Forgotten Daily. So, been working tonight, getting some stuff done, and going to show you what we got done, and then we're going to try to do a will it run video on this Neon. I got it in the garage, and getting it ready. It's going to be the next car to be parted out, as long as nothing shows up between now and then. But I'm not holding my breath. This is the next car to go. I got to finish the LeBaron convertible yet, and then get going on this one. I'd like to have this one gone within the next week or so, just because I've got too many cars here, and we just put an offer on another one. Well, if if the seller replies, so far today they haven't, which is fine. You know, it's not a big deal. That's another 2-hour and 40-minute road trip. So if we don't get a bot, we don't get a bot. It's not the end of the world. I have enough to do already, but I have a belief that if you don't go when it's available, then you can't continue to grow the business. So that's why we travel when we do. So this one, the rear brakes were locked up completely. So I was able to jack it up on my trailer and knock the drums off, and then get it back together. This one here, this tire here is leaving its mark. It's slowly leaking air. It's not a lot on this car as far as body panel wise goes. This driver's taillight's busted. The passenger's still good. Last tagged February of 2016. So it's been sitting at least 8 years. Probably a little longer than that. Probably 9 years. But either way, we're going to go with 8 years. So I haven't really looked at it a whole lot, other than a little bit of video that I did the other day that I have yet to post. I'm going to try to do that next night or two. Been busy and with everything else going on. So actually, other than just being dirty, the interior is pretty nice. It's not all tore up. This come from a buddy of mine. He fixed it, put a fuel pump in it. Of course, he bought it. So the story he told me, he bought it dirt cheap, and it was missing this door, the driver's front door, and I don't know if it was missing the hood or the hood was bad. So he had a Neon RT. That's why it's got an RT badge on the driver's door. That was blue, and so he swapped the parts over, put a fuel pump in it, and drove it for a little while. And I don't know what happened, why he parked it beyond that. But here it is. It is a dual overhead cam car. So I'm going to try to find a home for the engine. I do know that the engine harness, somebody had inquired about that. But they, obviously want to know that it's good. And the only way to know that it's good is to see if we can get it running. I did hook up the negative battery, or the battery. I had the negative, I unhooked it, so it doesn't drain the battery. But I had the battery hooked up. I have nothing. I have no ignition, no wipers, no, I don't know how to turn the lights on. No headlights, there it is. No headlights, no nothing. Now, I do have a dome light. Why? I don't know, but I do have a dome light. That's the only thing that works. However, I think I know why. I see a bunch of relays missing. I don't know if those relays have anything to do with, like, the headlights and stuff. It probably does, headlight relay. So my plan is to go out and look at the ACR and pull relays out of the LeBaron if they're similar to what's in the ACR. I need to know what they are before I go pull them out of the LeBaron and slap some relays in this thing and see what happens. So let's walk out here. A little side note, stepson Shelby Daytona has been giving us fits. So that's a project that's going to have to happen. He drove it yesterday and brought it home and said it was running like crap above 3,000 RPM. So I took it for a drive. Pardon me while I latch this hood up here. So I took it for a drive, and sure enough, it bogs way down at 3,000. So I took it to my buddy's house, who actually owned these Neons. He lives close. Spent some time over there. We talked about it, and then it wouldn't start. I couldn't even get it to start. When we fought and finally got it to start. we ended up having to pinch the return line off at the fuel pressure regulator to get it to run. So we're guessing we got a bad fuel pressure regulator. Hi, Mama Cat. There's Miss Famous Mama Cat. She's up here saying hi. So anyways, that's another project. So let's go over and see. That is his Shelby Daytona. It's a nice car. Just got to figure out what's going on with it. He's had it for, I think he's had it 3 years now, and this is the first issue he's ever had, so can't complain. And he's your typical young kid. He likes to race it and have fun with it, so, but that's okay. So, relays, I thought the 90 LeBaron had a fuse panel out here under the hood, but that is a vacuum pot. Well, I was wrong. Maybe it's newer than that does. Because there are no fuses out here, or no relays, other than those on the firewall, and those aren't the same. So, put that back down. Ugh. And let's go pull. We'll just pull all the relays out of the ACR. So, let me stop here, and I'm going to take a picture so I know where they go and whatnot. Alright, I think I got the right relays in here. This is the fuse, the lid off the ACR, which is a little bit older, but I'm assuming that they're the same. The fuel pump probably isn't going to work because that was one of the issues the car had. And then, so we got the ASD and the starter. We don't need the horn, the AC, or the fog lamps. So let's see if we have anything now. We still have nothing. Oh, we have a starter. That's all we need. So let's see if this thing will do anything. So it does crank. That's good. Let's give her. So this car did sit with the throttle body, just like that. So it might be froze just from sitting exposed. Oh, so let's get a pry bar or something. Maybe we can spray it down with some PB. Help loosen it up. So might have to pop this with the hammer. I don't know which way it opens though. There it goes. So it's wide open right now and it won't close now. So let's work it a little bit because I don't want it wide open. See if we can get this PB blaster to. The cable's probably froze up. It's probably what the problem is. But like I said, just there it goes. There it is. It's working now. So good. Take care of that. So let's get the. I cannot talk. Let's hold this open just a little bit. Give her a shot. And see if it even. Now, I know people like to say. Can't throw carburetor cleaner in it right away because, you know, it'll throw a rod. My experience has always been I've never had that happen. But, you know, it's first time for everything, so. I'm not sure it's going to try. I don't want to wash the cylinders completely out, but part of the problem with this throttle body is it sits down below the fuel injectors, so getting it up to the fuel injectors might be a task. So keep feeding it a little bit. I'd just like to hear at least fire once would be nice. It ain't doing nothing. Another thing I noticed at this car, this poor little car, is the power steering pump, the reservoir is unbolted. The timing belt cover is gone. It's still, the belt's good. But, yeah, she's a beauty. Are we even getting any of this out in there? I don't want, like I said, I don't want to keep it wide open. But even if we can just get something, a whole lot of something's better than a whole lot of nothing. So let's see what we got. Alright. Still got nothing. You could have, a back coil. God only knows. Fortunately, carb cleaner's fairly cheap still, so well, this may take a little more diagnosing to figure it out. Lord knows I've sprayed enough in there. It should have. See, it's got to go into the throttle body there, and then across and up into the cylinder head. So it's got to go up the intake, and I just don't know how that's possible. The only other thing I could try to do is I might be able to disconnect that line there and spray into the rails. But I don't know if it'll soak through the injector, because the injectors, I don't know if they're pulsing or not. One would think they are, but it's hard to say. Yeah, it still ain't doing nothing. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try popping this fuel line off here and see if I can spray some carburetor cleaner into here. Obviously you can't do it with a Schrader valve because it's a valve, but I'm not sure if I can't do it here. So I'm gonna pause this and we'll be back. Alright, so I got that line off. I'm gonna put the little stick in the carburetor cleaner can here, if I can find the hole. I should really have glasses on. Getting old stinks. It's not as fun as I expected it to be. It's like you work your whole youth doing dumb stuff and doing things the difficult way because you don't have the money to buy the tools to do it the easy way until you get older. So then, of course, by the time you get older, the damage is already done. Your body's already hurting. So take this as a warning. If you're younger, man, take care of your body. Don't abuse it, because it's not fun. Aches and pains and all that. The problem I'm having is I can't get it to spray because the can wants to be too much of an angle. So let's see what we got. I think I got some down in there. This is a new phone too. Just got it, so bear with me on that. I'm still trying to learn this thing. Okay, so we're still not getting anything. But like I said, this hose, by the time you get it down in this nozzle, it's at a weird angle and it doesn't really want to spray. But take it a little bit at a time, and I'm getting some in there. You can see it splashing, actually splashing some back out. Well, let's see what happens now. Worst case scenario, we don't succeed, but I don't give up too easily. Well, now what? What else can we try? Obviously, we can pull the plug and fill the cylinder up with whatever, but that ain't going to work either very well, because by the time you pull the, all 4 plugs out and then put them back, whatever you had in there is probably evaporated anyways, because this stuff, as you know, it doesn't stick around very long. And you can't fill it completely up, because then you'll vapor lock it or cause major issues when it does fire. And as of right now, we don't even know if we got spark. So this all might be for naught. I mean, we're getting stuff in there, but what I don't know is, I'm got it. It's wet right here, so I don't know if that's just from overspray or if it's old. Huh. All right, let's try something else. All right, so my spark plug tester is not these Neons. They got this real long boot for the plug wire, and it won't reach all the way down in there. So I got another plug, put it in there, and it's really hard to find a spot and crank it at the same time. So probably going to call it a day on this and reconvene another day tomorrow. Well, later on a later date, because I've got other things to do and I can't spend all night working on this. So hopefully my buddy that used to own the car is able to come over and help me out, work on it together. So I enjoy working with him. He's smart, and he knows what he's doing. And man, that makes it so much nicer when you're working on stuff. So, all right, well, I'm gonna finish this part of this video and we'll reconvene the next chance we get. All right, so it's been a few weeks since we've touched the 99 Neon Sport. So, trying to get this thing to run. We know the fuel pump is dead, but we're trying to, I don't know how you want to word it, rig something to work. So I've got a fuel pump out of another car and a little tank of gas, and it's hooked to the fuel lines. It's sketchy as all get out, but again, it's just for starting purposes. So what I'm going to try to do is hook up the positive. I got the ground side hooked up already. Hook up the positive, and that should runs the pump. It pressurized. Let's see what happens. Still nothing. So I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. The pump pressurized. Let's disconnect that so it's not going to sit there and keep trying to run. Maybe it stopped working. Anything's possible. All right, we're back out here on the 99 Neon. Discovered something that definitely could have an effect on it not running. Didn't really pay attention at first. I was out here taking parts off of it, door seals, etc. I happened to notice there were no fuses in the fuse panel. So let's hook up our dandy mush fake fuel pump. Primes up. See what happens. It runs. And it's running. Good. So there it is. That was the problem the whole stinking time. Something stupid. But it runs. Now, pull the engine and try to get it sold. So, with that said, disregard the haphazard work here. Stuff going on. Filling the car up with junk. Got the back seats out. Front seats are unbolted. Just got to pull them out in hopes that either A, they find a home, or B, they can go with the ACR if I can find a buyer for it. So, with that said, I know my next step, and that's going to be start getting the engine out of this car and go from there. So, appreciate you watching. Like, follow, subscribe. Want to see any how-to on this stuff? Don't hesitate to reach out and let me know what you think. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching.